Hi, this is Dan Danford. We're doing a series of podcasts for DadsDivorce.com called Money Made Easy. The question this week is one that's real common, especially around this time of the year. I find it really hard to budget when I have so little income coming in. So how do you budget when you're broke? Well, first of all, I don't really like the term budget very well. It just turns people off. It's kind of like diet. It sounds like it's restrictive, and just saying it makes it tough to do. I prefer the terminology spending plan. And so that would be my first thing I would suggest to you, is that instead of looking at it as a restrictive budget, look at it like I'm trying to plan how I do my spending. Now, here's the sad truth about any kind of spending plan. There really are only two solutions. Bottom line, there are only two things that make a difference with a spending plan. Number one is you can cut your expenses, save money that way. Number two is you can increase your income. And other than that, there's not a lot you can do. When it comes to cutting expenses, I mean, bottom line here, we all have expenses that must be paid. You've got to have a place to live. You've probably got to have a car to drive. You need utilities, those kinds of things. And so those are the most important. You have to count on spending those. Now, the things that are less important are things like entertainment, clothing, the things that we enjoy spending money for. So kind of the sad truth is the things that we want to spend money for are the ones that you can't survive with in an appropriate spending plan. So my suggestion is you try to do a little of both. And that is find a balance between the things you have to have and the things that you'd like to have. And perhaps it's even good once in a while to reward yourself with some of those things you'd like to have for sticking to the things that you have to have. Now, that all sounds really easy, and any of us who have ever tried to live within our means understand that it's not as easy as it sounds. Some of the things you can look at, technology makes our lives easier. Today, it's easier to get by without having a landline telephone. Many people have just got simple cell phones. You can probably get by without all the extras on your cell phone. Don't have the data plan, don't have all the other plans, just have what you need. Same thing's true with communications in your home. Most of us need probably to have some kind of cable or satellite so that we can get the news and know what's going on around us. Don't necessarily have to have all the tiers that are more expensive and that kind of thing. I guess the opportunity here is to really sit down and figure out what you have to have and what's merely something you'd like to have, and then separate those two and stick to the ones basically that you have to have. Now, on the other hand, really important is the other thing you can do is if you feel like you aren't getting to enjoy any of the things that you'd like to have, is start looking around for ways to augment your income. The most logical one is to find another job. Depending on your skill set and your abilities and the people you know, that may be relatively easy or it could be hard. If you don't have a skill set that allows you to find another job, then start thinking about developing the skills and the talents that will allow you to step out and grab a job that makes a little more money. Other than that, you can stay where you are and look for part-time or other activities that will allow you to make money. There are a lot of people who buy and sell things, through antique malls or flea markets or whatever. That's not a bad idea. A lot of people electronically use eBay or the various Craigslist or places like that, where they maybe have things that can be sold, or maybe they can buy things and then mark them up and sell them again. Anything like that that can augment your income will allow you to spend money on things that you like to spend instead of just the necessities. I wish there was a simpler solution to this, but that really is about all you can do. You can either decrease your expenses or you can increase your income. And it's always easier said than done, but most of us have lived through periods of our life where it was an important necessity that we do that. And I just encourage you to do all you can, separate the have-to-haves from the like-to-haves, and keep a cheerful attitude as you go through it. And my guess is that several years from now it won't be nearly as important to you as it seems today. That's it for this episode of Money Made Easy. We'll see you next week. Thanks.